It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield-Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. We're moving through the week. Hope you've had a good week so far. We got some news to tell you about this morning. Fire at an Ozarks school led to students being dismissed early yesterday. Fortunately, no one hurt in Bakersfield, Missouri, which I had to look this up. It's down south near the Arkansas border, near West Plains, but even west of West Plains. You know where that is, right?
I know exactly where it is,
Yeah.
but well, I say that. I've been to Bakersfield a number of times, but I actually didn't think it was west of West Plains. So if you just looked it up, I'm going to go with it because it's been a minute since I've been there.
Yeah. Well, the fire broke out in the school gymnasium. Apparently a heating unit sparked the fire. Fortunately, the damage was not major. Kids were let out of school yesterday, probably back in today.
Yeah.
The relatively new police chief in Fair Grove is now on administrative leave. Chief Roy Howell has only been on the job for 9 months, and a sergeant who's been with the department just for 8 months is now acting chief. This is we've reported on this before. It's not the first problem in the Fair Grove Police Department. Just last year, several officers resigned, and the city was down to just one full-time officer for a while. So no word on exactly why the current chief is on administrative leave. The people there, the mayor and others in the city, say that it's a personnel matter and they can't be specific and comment.
Okay. The Missouri Attorney General has filed charges against a Taney County business called My Power Grid LLC. Investigators say the owner, 50-year-old Brian Sides, financially exploited at least one elderly person by promising to install solar panels in exchange for upfront payments, but apparently the work never happened. Now, that company, the owner there, is the second company in which he has been a part that has been in legal trouble with the AG's office. So be advised if you're going to pay people up front to do work like that.
Yeah.
Multiple business groups in Missouri are already trying to undo a law that voters just passed, the one regarding minimum wage, Prop A, that we just voted on. The Missouri Chamber of Commerce, the Missouri Restaurant Association, Associated Industries of Missouri, the Missouri Grocers Association, and others are all asking the state Supreme Court to step in and overturn what they call bad policy and a law that they say is detrimental to Missouri businesses. Supporters, however, say the voters have spoken. It is what it is at this point. So no word yet if this effort is going to go anywhere, but perhaps too little too late.
Yeah, it seems like their money would have been better spent prior to the election. I didn't see commercials. I didn't see, now maybe I just didn't see them, but it didn't seem like there was a campaign to explain why they think it's bad policy. Because the idea, people like the idea of people being paid more. Who doesn't want that? But they talk about the domino effect of now businesses have to pay the people more, then therefore businesses are making less, which means they have to charge the customer more. So then is it really a raise for the people? So
right. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the argument on both sides of that. But yeah, it's interesting to me because, I mean, you would have thought that there would have been a more concerted effort against it before the election. But
Right.
Once the voters have spoken on something, I mean, that's a whole nother can of worms now. So
Well, they're making an effort in court. We'll see if the Supreme Court does anything.
okay.
In the meantime, Rogersville has some good news. They're getting a Scooter's Coffee location. Good for Rogersville. The exact spot isn't known yet. The location will be in addition to existing Scooter's Coffees in Bolivar, in Nixa, and two of them, I think, in Springfield.
Yeah, at least two in Springfield, if not more. I've been to the one in Nixa and in Springfield. I did not know that Bolivar had one. So now Bolivar and Rogersville. Good for them.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting is I just found out yesterday that it's based in, Scooters is based out of Omaha, Nebraska, which makes complete sense because I visited Omaha for the first time several weekends ago now. We had a soccer tournament up there. And Griffin and I were commenting on man, there's a Scooter's Coffee on every corner. It seems like they're all over.
Did he talk you into a protein shake?
Yeah, we stopped, and it was
They're
a
good.
smoothie, I think, right?
Oh, it's smooth. Those two.
He likes
Yes.
he likes their smoothie, so we got him a smoothie. I got a coffee, but they were all over. I was like, they have to be headquartered somewhere near here, if not in Omaha, somewhere in Nebraska. And sure enough, headquarters.
There you go. Now you know.
This is a wild story. Listen to this. An intentional fire destroyed a house in Greene County yesterday. Intentional. It was set on purpose. The house that went up in flames was actually the scene of an infamous shootout in 1932 in which 6 law enforcement officers were killed and others were wounded right here in Springfield, right? Maybe in Greene County between Springfield and Republic. It's called the Young Brothers Massacre. Look it up if you're interested, but it's a real thing. And it was actually the largest single incident of loss of life by law enforcement in the entire 20th century in the United States. Did you know that?
No.
That's
not familiar at all. Never heard of it.
Yeah. And it was this house right there in Greene County. So it held that record up until September 11th of 2001. Yeah. Which actually sparked interest in the Young Brothers Massacre because it was the most recent prior to September 11th loss of life of law enforcement. The house had been standing since then on this land, but was recently purchased by a new owner who wants to build a new house. So hired a company to tear it down and burn it. That's what was happening earlier this week. I actually saw the smoke from this fire, didn't know what it was, but I'm a news guy, so I followed it to actually fairly near Convoy of Hope. It was out that direction, so I followed the black smoke. And when it's black smoke, you know that it's something on fire that probably shouldn't be on fire. Yeah. So I knew it was something. I went over and I took this picture from just across the farm field, and I actually talked to KY3, and I was like, hey, this house is on fire. I see the fire department there, but they're not doing anything, so I'm not sure what exactly is happening. And it turns out that they were not notified until it was too late. Not that the homeowners didn't want the fire put out, but the fire department shows up because somebody calls them and says, hey, this house is on fire.
Right.
They show up, and then this company's like, oh yeah, we set it. We're trying to burn it down on purpose. And so the fire department just let it go. But there could be some repercussions, I think, for the homeowners and the company, because I think you got to get clearance to do that. There are some things that in a house that can't burn. Yeah. Not everything. You're not allowed to just burn everything. So I don't know. There may be some fines or something if it's determined that this was done improperly. But that's what it was. That house from the 1932 Young Brothers Massacre is no more.
Wow. Wow. All right. Here is the story for you. It ain't cheap to celebrate a big win. Apparently, Mizzou is learning that right now. Students stormed the court after the Tigers beat the number 1 ranked Kansas Jayhawks in Columbia on Sunday. Rushing the court or field is frowned upon, as you know. So the SEC, Southeastern Conference, fined MU $250,000. They were fined $100,000 last year when the fans rushed the football field after the Tigers beat number 15 Kansas State on a last-second field goal. The next time they storm the court or the field, by the way, the fine is going to be up to $500,000.
Yeah, it's incremental. It's going up.
So watch out for that.
It's tough, as a school. I mean, you can do it, but it's tough to keep the kids from streaming onto the court.
It will be easier to keep the kids from streaming onto the court if they recognize that $500,000 fine is going to be divvied up between all of the paying tuition students. I mean, they got to
like they're paying the same amount regardless. So
yeah. All right. Finally, this Creed, the rock band. You know Creed. They sing "With Arms Wide Open."
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Was that a pretty good rendition?
That was lovely.
Did you know the song though?
Of course.
Exactly. Okay.
I don't know the next
so that's
line,
Creed.
but I know that
That's
line.
Creed. With arms wide open and everything must change. No? Yeah. Yeah.
Something.
Okay. Anyway, they are coming to Thunder Ridge Arena in Branson this summer. That's exciting. They're going to be appearing with Daughtry and Mammoth on Saturday, August 2nd. Tickets go on sale starting today, this morning at 10 a.m. So check it out online, Thunder Ridge Nature Arena.
You remember Daughtry? Chris Daughtry?
I do remember Daughtry.
You remember him from American
Idol?
That's back when we watched it. And he was I don't think he won, but I think he was in the final two, maybe.
I don't know if he won, but he was definitely way up there because I still remember his name. So
yeah, Chris Daughtry. He was really good.
Yeah.
But that was many years ago when we watched American Idol there for a while.
Yeah. That's cool. Go Thunder Ridge Nature Arena, and tickets go on sale at 10. So maybe it'll sell out. We'll see.
10,
okay. Today, 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, 10 o'clock today.
10 o'clock this morning. Yep.
Got it.
So there you go for Creed. Okay. Before we go, we have 2 contests to tell you about at aroundtheozarks.com. First of all, the football contest, Branson Bowl, is still happening because the Chiefs are still playing. This week, the winner will win a Justin Ross signed jersey, along with some Branson official vacation destination of the Kansas City Chiefs and Around the Ozarks custom gear. So if you're going to play Around the Ozarks, go to the website, aroundtheozarks.com, click on Branson Bowl, and you will need the keyword, which is...
The keyword is golf.
There you go. The keyword is golf. So go play the contest right now. Somebody's got to win that signed jersey. And then also there's another contest called Deck the Ozarks. There are multiple submissions of people's favorite Christmas decor. Like maybe it's their house, maybe it's their tree, maybe it's like a lighting thing or like a table arrangement. There's lots of entries, but our listeners get to pick the winner, and it's very easy to vote. So there's one picture on there right now that, as of right now, is taking the cake. It is by far winning. And so go and vote. You can recruit people to vote for your house, and if you want to, because the winner gets 4 annual season passes to Wonders of Wildlife. So that's nice. Kind of cool.
Yeah,
4 tickets for the year to Wonders of Wildlife, plus a $100 gift card to Jim's Steakhouse and Pub.
That is delicious.
There you go.
That is
there
a
you
delicious
go.
prize.
Anyway, somebody's got to win, and you only have a few more days to vote. So get online and go vote for your favorite one. And we will also let you know the winner of the Branson Bowl on Friday morning. So I think that's it. And
while you're there at aroundtheozarks.com, make sure you check out the events calendar, because there's lots of stuff going on. And we'll tell you more about that tomorrow, about what all's happening over the weekend. I know the Springfield Christmas Parade is this weekend.
Christmas with the Cardinals is this weekend as well.
There's a lot of Christmassy type events happening this weekend. You might want to take the family to. So check it out, aroundtheozarks.com. Enter the contest and check out the calendar. There you go.
It's a fantastic website. It really is. So
and we do that for you, the viewer and the listener.
And by the team of people at Around the Ozarks.
Free
Ethan
of charge.
Is not putting in the information.
Yeah, we take care of it for you. You're welcome, because we care about you and what you do over the weekend.
Thanks for tuning in.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Command Family Medicine and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. It is another cold start out there today, with temperatures only managing to make it to the 20s. It is going to be a cold afternoon once again, so bundle up, add the layers. The good news in the forecast today that I don't think it's quite as windy, but we still have a northwest breeze in the forecast, so prepare for the cold weather, albeit a dry day for most. Not for everybody, in fact. If you look at the radar this morning, there's a little bit of flurry activity up in far northern counties, up in central Missouri, not causing an impact this morning, but yes, it's cold enough to snow, and and a few flakes may be seen in our far northern counties today. Primarily, I'm talking north of Highway 54. Morning lows, though, are starting out in the mid-20s. It feels a bit cooler than that when you factor in the breeze. We also have those few bits of snow showers on the radar. Not going to expect any accumulation, really, or any impact with this, but it's more of a, it's snowing kind of morning up in far central Missouri along I-70. You might hear about this, or if you're traveling today to Kansas City or St. Louis, flurries possible this morning in both of those locations. Otherwise, it's just another cold day. I have high temperatures very similar to yesterday. We'll see highs warm into the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. It will be a chilly day out there for sure, and then more sunshine is going to greet us as we head through the late day hours today. Morning cloud cover will give way to the sunshine. And then we are talking about more sunny conditions as we head into Thursday. I have another mild day in terms of temperature on Thursday, and highs will likely get back into the 50s. So that'll be a nice change of pace for us as we head closer to the end of the work week. I do expect, though, that rain chances return too as we get closer to the end of the work week. Speaking of that, I've got rain chances back in the forecast as early as Friday, maybe Friday afternoon into Friday night, leading into at least the first part of the weekend. So here's how things break down. Today, I have 39 degrees for the high temperature in Springfield. It'll be a cold night tonight with lows back into the upper teens to near 20. It's a cold start on Thursday morning, but we warm up and clouds move in again late in the day. I still think temperatures make it to the 50s both Thursday and Friday. Friday, it's late in the day before those rain chances start to move back in. It'll be mild this weekend, kind of seasonal, both Saturday and Sunday. It does look like a dry weekend and yet another weekend where you're going to be able to get out and about, get some of that Christmas shopping done. Doesn't look like we have too many weather hazards heading our way for the weekend. Around the country, what's making headlines? Well, did you see some of the incredible wildfire videos yesterday out of Southern California? Malibu just up in flames in parts, and extreme wildfire conditions are persistent out in Southern California. If you look at the national map, there are red flag warnings all over the place for the Southwest. We also have excessive rainfall happening along the central portions of the Gulf Coast, and that's including the risk for some severe thunderstorms for our friend down to the southeast. So we are thinking of them down there and hoping that the weather doesn't become too severe in many areas. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. And it was a true or false question that I left you with yesterday. True or false? Studies show the average American gains 3 pounds over the holidays. Do you think this is true or false? Feels true to me, but it's actually B, false. This is closer to 1 pound over the holidays. When you average up Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all of the festivities in between, yes, we gain weight this time of year, but typically on average, it is just about 1 pound. So, 1 pound, go for it. That's nothing. But 3, that could cause some problems. B, false is the answer today. Congrats if that was your guess. All right, here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Speaking of gaining weight, in what country do people celebrate Christmas by eating chicken? At KFC. Yes, that's Kentucky Fried Chicken. Do you think it is A, the United States of America, B, China, C, Japan, or D, Canada? You can submit your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning, and thanks to Command Family Medicine and John's Heating and Air. For up-to-the-minute weather information, you can find the detailed forecast at aroundtheozarks.com. Just head on over to the website, click on the weather tab, and we will keep you posted with all the weather info that you could possibly want through the day today and, of course, as we head through the coming week. I'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll chat more then about this chilly forecast.